So I'm here. I'm delighted to be joined by Jonathan Harries, an independent MK Dons freelancer, does a bit of publication, podcasts, jumps onto Gab Sutton every now and again, as we do as well. Really value Gab Sutton's input to all of this and his knowledge across the leagues. Are you okay, mate?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad, not so bad. I'm looking forward to the game on Saturday, at which point we could be on the same point still. We could be 3 points ahead. Who knows? Obviously, as we record this, it is Monday afternoon, and County play Crawley. I nearly said Chorley then. That's for an overhang of the non-league days for me. Apologies for that. So let's talk MK Dons then. How's it gone since we last played each other? We beat you 2-1 at the MK. Since then, I think Graham Alexander didn't last too much longer, and you've had your new manager in Mike Williamson. How has it gone since then, as if we all need reminding?
Well, it's gone much better than expected, to be honest. I mean, since Mike Williamson's been in charge, I think he's collected the most points in League Two. We're going back to the MK way, which is something our fan base often talk about. Possession football, attacking football, using the wing backs a lot as well, creative midfielders, and 2 number 10s behind the striker. Going back to the game at Stadium MK, I really sort of enjoyed the game. I thought you guys came and you played well. I think that was the start of your unbeaten run, or near the start, wasn't it? I think you had a iffy start to the season, and then it just clicked. And I genuinely forgot Nick Powell played for you, and then he popped up and scored. And of course, the loanee that never turned up for us at MK Dons was Louis Barry. He scored as well, which you knew was going to happen. So you deserved the win overall. Definitely one of the better sides to come to us, actually come and play football. So yeah, there was no complaints on the day, and looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. And just looking at some of your results as well from the recent past. I mean, I wouldn't say I use this a lot, but I wouldn't say Jekyll and Hyde, but you've had some horror shows, haven't you? I know Grimsby recently. Grimsby have hit a bit of form, and you lost to them. You've had a good result at Mansfield, which is a very difficult place to get a result at, but lost to Bradford. I mean, probably no shame in that. Yeah, generally, has the football improved dramatically since the Graham Alexander days, or because certainly when we played you at the MK, I thought you were pretty good. I thought, Jesus, you can tell these have come down from League One. What sort of clicked? Has something clicked? Or something done differently? Or
well, since Williamson's been in charge, he got hired on the Tuesday, and then he had one training session before Accrington away, and we just lost 1-0, but you could see then he was going back to the possession football, keeping the ball, etc. And then we had 2 back-to-back home games against Bradford and Swindon. And Bradford on a Tuesday night, we were thinking, right, how's this going to go? They were in a slightly difficult place, but we absolutely wiped the floor of them. We won 4-1. Joe Tomlinson was just unplayable that day, and you could see that early how Williamson wanted to play. And as you say, we've been Jekyll and Hyde, especially since the turn of the year. We lose one, we win one. We lose one, we win one. And it's not like yourselves and Mansfield that have gone on long unbeaten runs. And maybe that's going to be what our downfall is if we don't make it automatically. And as you say, against the better sides, the sides that want to play football, we can wipe the floor of them. We did it against Crewe in the first half. Won the game in the first half. They were 2 open, and you give someone like Alex Gilby or Stephen Verne time on the ball, they're just going to punish you. And it'd just be nice to win against sides that ultimately defend and hit on the counter, like what Grimsby and Barrow particularly have done recently. They didn't play us to beat us. They play us not to lose against us, and ultimately took their chances. So maybe that's the one area we can improve on. Obviously, the defeat to AFC Wimbledon still hurts, And I'm not going to lie, it still does hurt, but I'd rather be in our position that we are now than what they are at mid-table at the minute. Well, not mid-table, but battling to get in playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a tale that we can relate to at County, because we ourselves struggle against the teams that, I wouldn't say are anti-football, but very, very direct, go long, look for long throw-ins. We like to play it ourselves, so it, it all sounds like it's going to be a really good match on Saturday. Two footballing teams that are going to play against, play the right way, hopefully. I have got a personal vendetta against Dean Lewington. I'm not going to lie, and I'll probably mention that on my Wednesday show. I won't go into it too much here, for reasons that are very sort of documented on my podcast. But yeah, just going back to MK Dons. Then, I mean, you just mentioned there. I mean, sticky start for yourselves. Got the most points since Williamson took over. You find yourselves on the same points now as Wrexham and ourselves. Are you kind of, I won't say pinching yourself, but is this where you expect to be, or was the talk of being higher than this at the start of the season? I know there was some unrest outside your ground as well recently.
Yeah, well, it's at the start of the season. I've said anywhere in the top three, as long as we get automatically promoted. I wasn't fussed. I knew it was going to be tough because you had Wrexham and Notts County did so well in the National League. You had yourselves who had such a good season previously. Mansfield were always going to be there or thereabouts with their budget. Bradford as well. I expected to be there or thereabouts, and I think I would have been happy with, as I said, automatics, and that's not arrogance. That's seeing the squad that was built in the summer. Obviously, loaning out Dan Kemp looked a genuine mistake when he was doing what he was doing for Swindon. And to be honest, I didn't really see where our striker option was, even though we had Mo Wowser and Jonathan Lecco, and they absolutely destroyed Wrexham first game of the season. And you thought, right, we mean business here, but both of them went out on loan in January, so it goes to show that Williamson didn't really trust them. But to the performances, like I say, Joe Tomlinson's been so consistent since Williamson's been in charge. Alex Gilby's really stepped it up a level. Stephen Vern's keeping Dan Kemp out the side. Was his main man at Gateshead as well. Max Dean, who might be back for Saturday. He's only just got back into training. I think he's on double figures for goals for 19 years old, and he's just an absolute nuisance. And if we can finish the job and finish top three, I know a lot of opposition fans that I've spoken to recently have said if you can finish above Wrexham and spoil their story, that would be great. And if we can do that, it would be brilliant. I'm sure you've seen the goal that wasn't a goal when we played midweek in January. So that would be a nice bit of karma. But I'd take it, probably like yourselves, first, second, or third. As long as we go up, I'm happy.
Yeah, fair enough. You mentioned a lot of players there. I picked out one for your piece, which was Alex Gilby. Out of all those players, who would you say is your one to watch from our perspective on Saturday?
I'd probably say if we're going on form and just consistency, it has to be Alex Gilby. He's taken on the captaincy since Lewington's not been able to get in the side like a duck to water. He leads by example. If a striker misses a chance, he's always the first one to jog over, give him encouragement. If someone makes a mistake, he's always the first one to go over there and sort it out. He's creating goals. He's scoring goals. I'm sure you've seen the goal against Mansfield and the little chip finish against Salford. I still don't know how he did that, because I don't think the goalkeeper was fully off his line. But he's a club legend. He left us to go to Charlton thinking that he might be the big fish at Charlton. Didn't quite work out. Had a good half season at Stevenage last season. Got them promoted, and Graham Alexander, I think it was his first signing actually. He said he wanted to come back and make amends for leaving. So he knows what it takes to play for MK Dons, and yeah, definitely the one to watch.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, he was the one that I picked out as well. So I'm sure all eyes will be on Alex Gilby on Saturday evening. Okay, a couple of final questions then. Do you travel well in numbers? How many will MK Dons be bringing with them? We've not played you for a while at our place.
I would say we probably take about, I'd say between 500 and 600, and maybe with it being a tea time kickoff, with it being on Sky, might be a bit less. But I can imagine with what's to go on with the season, that quite a few fans will be going. I know we always get the mickey taken out of us for our fan base and our stadium being the library, etc., etc. And it's part of being an MK Dons fan. You shrug it off and you go, "Yep, that's fine." But yeah, I'd probably say about 500 to 600, maybe a bit more.
Good stuff. And then final question, and then I'll let you go. What do you think the score is going to be?
Honestly, I'd take a point. I'd snap your point. I'd snap your hand off for a point. I know you guys have got a fairly decent home record from what I can remember. I know you've had a bit of a sticky patch. I watched the Salford game, and that was a game of two halves. Obviously, we were recording before Crawley, who've got 3 games in hand, and they're pretty handy at home. We didn't. We lost to them early in the season, so you know what League Two's like. You can beat the top sides and then fail and then struggle against the bottom sides, and that's what I love about this league. I prefer it to League One this season. I prefer it to the Championship because you never know what's around the corner. And yeah, I'd take a point, and then we've only really got. It looks like Mansfield's probably the biggest game we've got left for the end of the season. We've still got to go to Notts County as well, and fingers crossed we can both get the job done and get promoted, because I really enjoyed watching you at Stadium MK, and I'm looking forward to Saturday as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, and it's all to play for, isn't it? I mean, we have got 3 games in hand on you, and it'll be 2 by the time we play each other. Mansfield are doing bits, and Wrexham seem to be stuttering somewhat. So yeah, all to play for out of those top 4, 5, maybe even 6. So listen, good luck after Saturday. I've got to say that to everybody. Good luck for the rest of the season. If you can spoil Wrexham's party, that'll certainly do me. I'll join you on that one. But until then, cheers, Jonathan. Cheers for your time, mate. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. Take care. Good luck for the rest of the season after Saturday, and hopefully we both go up automatically and spoil Hollywood's party.
Yeah, amen to that. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.